injuries starting to mount. Kind of showed up today with Demetrius and Tony Burnett both having ankles from Saturday, not being able to practice. And then Dylan and Mark still out, unfortunately. We've left some other positions pretty thin. It's that time of spring when guys have to push through, and I'm sure numbers are down across the country, so it's good for guys, because I think Saturday it showed up, going out there and the weather being hotter than what we're used to, and it showed up. We were very fatigued. Guys didn't finish very well. The end of the film wasn't very good, and so in a way it was good to have that happen, so our players could see how far away we are.
Will Dylan or Mark play on Saturday?
I don't know. Very different scenarios. Dylan's more about just how well can he run on the ankle, and Mark's is about being able to pass a concussion test, which obviously he has not yet.
You mentioned the other day, you mentioned a couple of times about Matt being frustrated at times. I mean, what kind of mentality does he usually have? What kind of mentality do you want your quarterback to have in these types of situations?
Well, you want him to be aggressive, but you want him to be very intelligent in how he's being aggressive. And what happens is when guys get frustrated, whether that's because of them playing poorly, players around them playing poorly, or the score at that time, guys tend to make more errors. And so that's what you have to fight through. He's had an issue with that since he's been here, and so it's something that we think we improved on last year from year one, and hopefully we'll improve on it from year three. And obviously it helps when those guys have a lot of weapons around them, because those guys make plays for them, and when things go better, they make less mistakes.
Markeith Ambles was over on the side again today. Was that a punishment thing or a rehab thing?
Yeah, no, there were two guys late this morning for meetings this morning, and so both of them ran.
Thoughts on the scrimmage Saturday after watching the tape?
Yeah, really disappointed in our ability to finish and play really hard. The temperature was extremely hot, and I thought that we let that play a factor, which it shouldn't. We got to push through that. We got to play extremely hard and way too many loafs. And it's just a reminder of we're in spring, we're not in fall. Thankfully, we need to. You're looking at I think 10 scholarship players that haven't practiced this spring. And so when you add the 24 coming in, that's 34 new scholarship players coming in. Not only does it obviously help your depth, it makes your practices better, but I think it makes your players better, because right now we have a number of guys that we find them coasting a little bit because there is no one behind them. And so they know regardless they can't be demoted. So hopefully something will fix in the fall.
I know you mentioned Hayes Pollard the other day, but Will Andrew and Marquise Simmons were the two top tacklers. It seems like both of them, Will Andrew's been pretty good, it seems like, throughout, and Marquise Simmons has come on lately. What did you see out of those guys on film, and what have you seen out of those two?
Yeah, Will is playing extremely well. Really getting us lined up and making plays himself. So that's good to see. Marquise has come along. Someone who really hasn't done anything here. I think he's been here for 3 years, and so it's good to see. Those are some of the guys taking advantage of the situation. That would probably be on a normal situation here 4 years ago, would be on the third team, and now they're with the first team for us.
A lot of the other schools have their spring games on TV or live online or whatever. You guys don't. Is that something you want to change in the future? Do you not think it's that important for the publicity of that?
Well, ours is going to be parts of it. It is going to be on. I don't know what they finalize as far as how much of it, but I know that they are recording it. We're going to put certain parts of it, I think, scale it down, and put it into a TV show, maybe Fox Sports is. So I know it will be available in some fashion.
I mean, like these other schools have it like on ESPN and it's live, and they kind of make a big deal out of it.
Yeah, they have 92,500 people in it too, so it makes it a little bit different environment. So it's a difference at the South and being out here, and it just is what it is. I go back to we had 51,000 at Tennessee for our first spring game, and there were 40,000 people there 2 hours before for the walk. So it doesn't make it good or bad. It's just very different. So I think that's why, if you look at the games being telecast on the bigger networks, I think you're going to find basically the Big 12 or the SEC.
Is Red Ellison going to have to play fullback because of necessity? I mean, it looks like Barkley's just taking pressure up the middle and nothing can be done about it. Is your gut instinct that Red Ellison's starting fullback?
Well, he's going to have to play back there a lot, with someone being the only other guy and someone being in his first semester here. So Rhett's very valuable to us in special teams, online, tight end, and movement. And really, prior to getting banged up, has really had a good spring. So we're going to look for him to do a lot for us in the fall.
What'd you think of the NCAA saying you can't subscribe to certain recruiting services?
It didn't matter to me. I really didn't have a thought, or it didn't affect anything we do.
What about there's been a lot of stuff written about how some schools are paying over $20,000 a year in services for information.
Yeah, I don't have we have enough of our own issues. I'm not worried about other people's.
Do you think is that standard policy from your experience to pay that much?
Not that I know of.
Have you paid that much for recruiting services?
No.
It seems like something of a QB pecking order's been established here recently. I mean, you've talked about Scroggins being the leader for number 2. Is Kessler kind of gone ahead to be the number 3 at this point anyway?
No, I think those guys, daily change a little bit. Max will have a better day than Cody will, and I think they both have very strong futures here. It's great having them here. Obviously, because we'd only have 2 guys if we didn't have them, but because they still should be in high school. So, that's something that is extremely valuable in any situation, especially in ours.
Do you transition or change anything you do today and Thursday going into the scrimmage, or same as it's been the other 4 weeks?
No, we need to continue to practice and continue to utilize all the time. And so, we won't have a walkthrough or Thursday like we kind of done in years before and stuff. We need to continue to develop our personnel and our roster and worry about the game on Saturday. We do only have helmets Thursday, but that's just because you have to have certain days without pads. Other than that, we're full speed ahead.
Did you do little service team-esque stuff today?
Yeah, we did. Just some stuff that we don't get. For our defense, ran some stuff that our offense doesn't run that other people in the conference do, and then we ran some looks that our defense doesn't do that we'll see this year.
And so that had nothing to do with the fact that the spring game was coming up. It was just something we wanted to work on.
No, nothing at all.